Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about Xander's potty training. So if you don't like poop talk, this is not the video for you. Also, side note, I'm Minnie Mouse. Ew. Right, anyway, back to the serious poop talk. So, at the end of January or the start of February, I can't remember, it was that week. I'm gonna find something to sit on. There we go. Sorry about that. We started Xander on no nappies during the day. It was a bit of a big decision. We tried it before and there was just a lot of accidents and we weren't ready for it. I don't think he was ready for it. And it just felt like a massive step backwards, but we were pressured into it by people that are supposed to support us, but the particular person that I'm speaking of, was kind of like saying he was going to get bullied for it and stuff, and that he should be doing it now because he's older than 3 and all this. Like, he is actually going to be 4 in April, so it is, you know, time's getting on a little bit. But at the time when we tried before, it was like just before Christmas, like maybe October, November time, and he just wasn't, he was not ready at all. But he is definitely a lot more ready now. He's doing so well. We do still have, I would say, maybe 3 or 4 accidents over the period of 2 days. He has had a couple of days where he's been totally dry. The other night not last night, but the night before, he did do a pee in his nappy, took it off by himself, and then spent the rest of the night without a nappy and didn't have any accidents. It's weird because when he wakes up in a nappy, he doesn't want to put pants on. Like, I think he likes the support and the comfort, like waking up like that. But when we try and put him in a nappy for bedtime, he doesn't want to get out of his pants. So, I don't know. But yeah, he was also having some, here's the icky gross poo bit, he was having some really runny poos, and I was saying to Lee, like, I don't remember the last time that he had a solid one, like, you know, like a log, if you will. And we realised, obviously, a while back that I have an issue with dairy. I wouldn't say that I am lactose intolerant, or, like, I wouldn't go that extreme. It doesn't really affect me in that area, like the area we're discussing with Xander. But I bloat up and I do get really gassy. So we thought maybe Xander has a bit of an issue with dairy milk. So dairy milk, like the chocolate. You guys know what I mean. So we got him some lacto-free dairy drink. I don't really know what the difference is between like completely dairy-free and lactose-free, if there is any difference. I'm a bit oblivious to all of that kind of thing, if I'm honest. But yeah, we got him that, and he's been on that for 2 or 3 days now, and he has started having some proper poos. They are no longer just a smush of poop. They're like an actual, you know, poo. That's super gross. But, you know, we're parents here, or you're probably a parent if you're watching this. But he has had poos that, like, when he pooed in his boxes, a little accident, you know, they happen. Lee was able to get some tissue and pick it up and put it down the toilet and flush it away. Whereas, like, before, it's just completely just all over the boxes, and there's not really anything we can do. We just have to throw them away and wipe Xander down. But yeah, so things in that department have been getting loads better as well. He has been in the pants now. The time I'm filming this, I think it's going to go up today, but I'm not 100% sure. He has been in pants for 2 or 3 weeks, I think 2. Yeah, 2 weeks. And yeah, he he's definitely getting a lot more confident, a lot more consistent with being dry. This morning has been a bit like, he's had like 3 accidents this morning, but he has a speech and language appointment, and we've kind of been making a bit of a big deal out of it. Like, you know, you've got to go and you've got to talk to them so they can hear how you talk. And I think what we've done has made him a little bit nervous. And, you know, when they get nervous, they sort of go backwards a little bit in that department, I think. So, yeah, we're trying really, really hard to just not put too much pressure on him, but at the same time, when he goes, we're like, yeah, you did it. That comes with some issues as well, because he has a big sister who has been through this already. Obviously, when Xander was a baby, because she was pretty late to the game too, she sort of she was dry at night from about 2, but we kept her in nappies just because, you know, she was wearing nappies. Like, we weren't gonna have her in, not nappies in the night and then put her in them in the day. That seemed weird. When we tried to potty train her before, and then obviously we had Xander. I had a lot of trips to hospital and stuff with that, and then we moved house when she was like 1.5, I think. So yeah, there was a lot just going on when we were trying to do that, so that put a big like roadblock there. But once it had all settled down, Xander was like maybe 6 months old, we were really well settled here. She potty trained so quick, we basically had to just go cold turkey on it. If anyone wants any tips, we just went cold turkey, because it was at the point she was going in her nappy and wasn't telling us about it. She had no interest in going to the toilet, really. So yeah, we took the nappies away and we didn't give them back. And it's exactly what we did when we took the dummy off of her. So for her, that worked. And we're hoping that that's going to be the case for Xander. Obviously, we did try and ease him into it a little bit more. But yeah, she is now being older. The point I was originally trying to make before I went off rambling again. Being older, she doesn't have sort of anything massively developmentally that we can cheer her on for anymore. She's been in school for, this is her 2nd year in school. Quite frankly, she's a bit rubbish at doing her homework. So if she did that, I'd happily, you know, make a really big fuss about it. Like, yeah, you did your homework. You go, girl. Sticker on the sticker chart. That kind of thing. Because, you know, we've been saying like, oh, Xander gets a sticker, he's going to get Paw Patrol toys for going to the potty enough times this week. But she's jealous, basically. Like, she feels like she's not getting enough attention. And she's kind of acting out a little bit, I think. I don't know, because honestly, she's always had a bit of an attitude on her since she turned 1.5. She started at terrible 2s. They never finished. She was then a 3-nager and now she's a 6-nager. That's a whole other thing. I can go into a behavioury video about that when I figure out how we're dealing with it, because I have no idea. But yeah, so she has been a bit of a handful, trying to get attention, getting quite upset when we don't give her attention or we say no to the things that she asks for. This kind of things, you know, that you have to do as a parent. You sometimes have to prioritise different children for certain amounts of time. So don't worry, we are still focusing on Ellie at other points, but sometimes when you want the attention at that point and you're not getting it, it's hard to see that your parents have given you attention at this time, but right now they're not giving you attention, and that's what you're focusing on. Do you see what I mean? Yes? I'm going to pretend that you do. If you don't, I'm sorry. But yeah, so she's she's at that stage now where she's like, I want attention, and you're giving him attention for going to the toilet, which I do all the time. So there's that. And yeah, that is basically, though, the only issue we were having, apart from the dairy thing. So the dairy thing, which is now pretty much sorted, so long as we keep him on like lactose-free milk. And the Ellie situation, which we are trying to sort, but it's not really getting in the way of his potty training at all. It's just getting in the way of like our, I don't know if getting in the way is even the right word, but like it's kind of disrupting the balance a little bit in our family dynamic. So if you have any tips regarding that, if you have older children who are now getting a little bit envious of the attention of the potty training children, because you do have to give them quite a bit of attention. It's good, you know, it's a bit of a time you're focused on them, really, isn't it? So first time parents, when you start potty training, just remember, if you ever have another child, it won't be quite so easy, because you'll have someone in the background like, give me attention too. But yeah. So any tips, parents of more than one child who are now potty training their second or third or whatever child, please help me, I need advice. Because we are giving her a lot of attention. I even took her to Bristol Zoo, you know, that was like in January before we fully started this though, so I don't know. But yeah, I need help on that one. So if you're watching this video, you probably are potty training right now and want to know tips, tricks, all that stuff. Like I said before, we're using the sticker charts. Bribery and corruption is always the way forward when you're trying to teach your children to do new things. And we are making like a big deal, big sing and dance when he goes to the toilet. Same as we did with Ellie. Obviously things just kind of clicked with her a lot easier because she's a smart cookie, but she just didn't want to go. But then, you know, we showed her she has to go, and she was like, oh, I should go, and it was good. And we cheered her on, and it was just sort of over quickly, the potty training period for Ellie. But yeah, any other tips? What do I have to say? What do I have to say? Yeah, just the stickers. Make sure that your bathroom is a comfortable, happy environment where your child feels like they're safe, and, you know, keep it as mess and clutter free as possible. You don't want anything in there that like looks scary to your child, because they're going to be spending a lot of time in there because they've got smaller bladders than us, basically. And, you know, you're going to have to be taking them even when they don't need the toilet, just to sort of make sure that they don't have an accident. If you go through the whole, you know, reminding them every half hour kind of strategy. We're sort of letting Xander lead a little bit, and then if he hasn't been for a while, we'll give him a nudge and be like, hey, let's go and try on the toilet. So yeah, those are two strategies there. I would say don't just go when your child wants to go. Never. Because they will have accidents, especially when you're starting out. It's very new to them. They don't necessarily like put together, I don't think, that feeling of needing the toilet with having like a dirty pair of pants, because they're used to the comfort of the nappies. Nappies are designed to let your child have poos and wees and just carry on until you change them. Obviously you can't just leave them in there. But you know, so they're not used to it being uncomfortable and it being an issue, so they just kind of go when they want, you know. But when they're potty training, they have to realize that, like, oh, I need to go to the toilet before I go in my pants. And sometimes they don't always get there straight away, or they realise a little bit too late and they're stood in front of the toilet peeing themselves. So yeah, ask them to go if they haven't been for a while. Or, you know, if you're doing that every such and such a space of time, make sure you stick to it. Consistency is key. If you have a toilet and it's quite a big one, get a step, like a little stool, so they can get onto it easily. They don't probably, you know, they're getting to this big independent stage where they go to the toilet without, like, you know, without having to have a bum change and stuff. You want to encourage them to be able to do that by themselves. So you want a little step, so you're not having to lift your child up to put them on potty, especially if they're short. And like the toilet seats, so, you know, you can get the little things you just put on your toilet seat. It's like a bit smaller, so your child is more comfortable and not feel like they're about to fall down the toilet. Those are good. We didn't use those with Xander, but originally we had a seat with a little flip up bit at the front that had a child size seat on it, which was quite good. We did use them with Ellie. We used to have one underneath our pushchair, so we could go to the toilet in public places and she wouldn't feel like she was going to fall in, and also she had that familiar thing that she could go to the toilet on. So yeah, those are good, especially if they fit underneath your pushchair. And yeah, I think that's it. I don't know, we are really honestly winging it this time round and last time round. The thing is that every child is so different and learn different ways and different speeds, and you just kind of have to go with what your child's telling you, but like without their words. Do you get what I mean? Like, your child will find a way to show you that they are ready. They will find a way to show you that they are not learning well the way you're doing it, and you'll have to basically figure that out and try and find a different way. Because, you know, every way is a valid way, basically, but some children just don't get on with it all the different ways, and even if it's the way that works best personally for you and your schedule and your routine, it might not be the best way for your child. And it's really a time that you need to be able to adapt to help them learn. And that's what we're doing. We are just adapting to try and help Xander so he knows to go to the toilet, because he's starting school in September, and personally I don't want him to go having accidents. But I like how he's doing with it now. I have no concerns that he's going to not be potty trained in September. I think his speech will be okay as well. He might have a bit of, but he'll get there. By year one he'll definitely be speaking properly anyway. So thank you for watching this video. I'm sorry if it was like just 20 minutes of complete rambling about poop. But those are my experiences potty training a boy and a girl. And they have been different and very emotional and educational for us and for the kids. And yeah, it's just a massive learning curve, and I hope that anyone watching this is not struggling too much, because it's a big deal, you know? Like, you're teaching this person to not just let themselves go, which they've done for probably around 2 years of their life, if not more, unless they're super clever, and then a bit less. If you'd like to see more, slightly more planned, less rambly videos on potty training, make sure you comment down below and give this video a like, let me know. Also leave a comment if you're potty training too, how you're finding the experience. Is there any media that has helped you, like books, videos, podcasts, I don't know, that kind of stuff. Because I would love to check those things out and see if there's any tips, because, you know, we're definitely on the right path, but we're not 100% there yet, so can't hurt to add a bit of knowledge to the old noggin. Anyway, subscribe if you haven't already to make sure you don't miss out on any more big life-changing updates and stuff like that. I've nothing big planned or coming or anything. It sounded very like, I've got a secret, but I don't. So yeah, just make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any videos, and hit that bell button because YouTube is being a weirdo. So I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.